Yes.
Sure. I want to ask about UNIFIL and separately about South Korea. On UNIFIL, I'm sure you've seen the story in El Pais about the alleged theft and resale of food meant for peacekeepers in markets in Lebanon. And I guess it's two things I wanted to ask you about the story. Is it seems that the mission is confirming that there's an investigation, but they didn't go further. Can you state whether it's an OIOS investigation? And also, they say that the Italy-based contractor ESCO is the one that brought the food, and I wanted to know, since ESCO has contracts in a number of other missions, is this something that OIOS or anyone here, DPKO, would be looking at to see whether this is a pattern in other missions?
Well, regarding the allegation of a diversion of food, the UN Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, has already taken the appropriate measures to ensure that such an allegation is properly investigated. When those allegations were first made, UNIFIL immediately launched an investigation in line with established UN rules and regulations. There's no indication confirming any evidence of a systematic sale of food rations in local markets or any involvement of UNIFIL contingents. The investigation is still under review. The investigation is being conducted in order to verify the facts and individual responsibilities, if any. The UN will, of course, take all appropriate measures if there's credible evidence of wrongdoing.
Do you know just one follow-up. The El Pais quotes an employee of ESCO, and so I'm wondering, does this investigation, you're saying it sounds like it's not OIOS, it's just the mission? Have they spoken with employees of the contractor who have come forward and blowing the whistle about resale of food?
As far as I'm aware, this is a UNIFIL investigation. It's still underway. I've told you what information they have right now, but they're still proceeding.
And I wanted to ask one other thing. I wanted to ask, this has come up during the Secretary General's trip in South Korea. Basically, people there are citing a GA resolution that was passed in January 1946, which says, quote, because the Secretary General is a confidant of many governments, it is desirable that no member should offer him, at any rate immediately upon retirement, any governmental position. And so they're saying that this is essentially, it's a GA resolution, and that comments now made in Jeju, but the idea of Ban Ki-moon running for the President of Korea in 2017 would be contrary to a GA resolution. So I wanted to know, I'm sure he's aware of this, the mayor of Seoul, a former human rights lawyer, has raised it, others have raised it. What is his response to how this GA resolution applies to his situation?
Well, the Secretary General's response to this entire topic is one that he made clear even today, where he said that right now he's not considering the idea of what he does next after he ceases to be Secretary General. Right now, he's going to focus on his work as Secretary General. It's at the start of next year that he'll actually have the time and the ability to think about other things.
I'm sure you've seen all the headlines. All the headlines say that his statement that beginning January 1, he will be back as a South Korean and I understand you can say he's taken, but it doesn't seem unfair to say this is a GA resolution. Does he acknowledge that this is the resolution? And two, it seems to say that especially immediately upon retirement, this should not be done. So is he saying, what's his response to it?
I don't really think that there's any point in trying to read into his words more than what he said. Right now, the idea is he is not considering any sort of post-UN activity. He won't take up that issue until the following year.